Hello, friends. Welcome back from a very nice break in the proceedings. It was spring break last week, so we are officially in the downward trajectory known as the last half of the semester. I don't know about you, but I took off a lot of spring break, and it was gloriously relaxing. I actually finished 2 series I've been meaning to watch, and I've been plowing through a novel I've been reading for a bit. It was about me time, folks. I needed it. How about you? As usual, here's the weekly announcement, and you can see that there is one here. Be sure to read through it all. We got the video chapter listing, previewing the paper coming up, reading materials that are coming up for week 9 that are here, and then the only assignment this week. But they're all here, including the links that you might possibly need, okay? So here's the attachment for the Unit 3 Argumentative Essay Directions and Sample. It's underneath the assignments right here, okay? So once you're done here, we go back over and we click on the 102 Masterclass schedule over there on the right and scroll all the way down to week number 9, which you can see is right after that big red block that says spring break. And you can see it's really not that much this week. We've already done the week 7 resources, which are back up here. I've also linked all of these in the announcement. The CSET resources, which honestly we did back in week 6. And if you click on this link here, it says CSET resources, you will get to this to kind of review all the different pieces and parts with it. So you can take a look at all of them as well. However, because we've already reviewed all of that, you can either go back to week 7 for this material or week 6 for this material if you want to watch the videos. Let's just talk about the one assignment to make this video as short as humanly possible, okay? Clicking on the Unit 3 Argumentative Research Paper Outline, click, we get to this page here. And honestly, all I want you to do is complete the outline. It's a template. It will take you a little while because I expect to see a lot of detail in there. I expect you to explain your ideas. Give me the reasons behind the answers you're giving. Again, not just the what, but the why, okay? So we start by clicking on this link here, and when you do that, well, the original template was, well, let's just take a look. I know, right? It's ugly and useless as hell. I wasn't going to put you through this because it's just awful, awful. So we have this one as well, okay? Again, everything is kind of like you've come to expect from me. We have all the different boxes here, and I want to go through this very quickly just to kind of answer it as completely and clearly as I possibly can so you can answer it as completely and clearly as you possibly can. So the more work you do right now, the less work you'll be doing later and the less stress you will have. So I highly recommend going through this. So, what do you need to do? Well, the introduction. Give me a hook. You know, a lot of people reuse their Unit 2 hook, but I don't want you to copy and paste it. What I want you to do is give me a new version of that hook, okay? Give me some brief background information. In order to understand this, you have to look at the thesis statement. Is there anything in your thesis statement, anything in the argument itself, that is going to be confusing to your reader? If so, that goes in the background information. This part right here bridges us from complete ignorance to a little bit of understanding, okay? Make sure that you need your reader to, make sure that you need to know that your reader has to have some understanding of your topic before they move on, okay? Once we get through it, we go to a general background section. Now, this is a little bit different than here because this is immediate information that needs to be known before the thesis statement. Once they get past the thesis statement, now you're just bringing up anything that's nice to know about your topic so your reader can follow your argument more carefully. So, knowing that, give me any general information. Give me any detailed information. This is where you bring up people who have been involved with your topic, laws that have been enacted, news stories that have been there, definitions that help out, acronyms that you're going to be using throughout the paper. All of this information should go in these 2 boxes. And then kind of list out the sources that you're going to use to back this up, because some of your external sources might give us some background information. Once we get beyond that, then I want you to start talking about your development itself. You need 3 different argument points. Argument point 1, argument point 2, argument point 3. Give me your topic sentences. Tell me what your 3 argument points are going to be. Once you're there, show me. Give me the evidence. A paraphrase or a direct quote. Once again, I prefer a paraphrase. And then explain how this evidence supports this topic sentence, which in turn supports this thesis statement. Everything builds up to a point. It's like a pyramid, okay? You have a wide base that brings it up all the way to that capstone at the top. So everything builds up to support that thesis statement. And if you do that 3 times, you will get through your development. But maybe you have additional points. That's fine. Put that information down here. If you don't have it, that's fine too, okay? Counter argument, do your best on the counter and the rebuttal, because we're going to be talking about that in a week or 2, okay? Hold on. All right, I just checked. We're talking about this in 2 weeks. So do your best on it right now, and understand that the counter argument is literally the other side of your argument, okay? So if you can kind of figure out what other people are going to argue about, that's going to go in here. And you're going to get a counter argument much stronger than this one in 2 weeks. And your rebuttal is the opportunity to come back on that counter argument to say, yes, they have some good points, but I'm still right, and here's why, okay? And of course, anything that you use for source material goes right in here. Finally, your conclusion, your echoed thesis statement. Now, I don't like people copying and pasting their thesis statement. What I want to know is that you can paraphrase your thesis statement so you can explain it differently, just in case the original thesis didn't quite connect with your reader. You're giving it another opportunity here. Finally, you're providing closure and reaching beyond, okay? Providing closure, basically. What points did you bring up that you kind of need to really hammer home? And then reaching beyond basically says, what do I want my reader to know, to see, or to do? Okay, what do I want them to know, to see, or to do? So the conclusion, I'm not too worried about, because as I've said before in the other 2 papers, your conclusion should be written at the end of your writing. If you're still editing your paper, you should not be putting a conclusion on just yet. You should wait until the end, okay? And then finally, listing out your references, at least 7, and then if you have any additional sources, just put them in here as well, okay? And that's what you have to do. There's a lot to it. And honestly, if you spend a couple hours this week working on this, I promise you that when it comes time to writing the paper itself, it will be so much easier for you. And that's it? Really? Wow. I'm not even at a 1.25 pages for the script right now. Wow. This will probably be a pretty short video. Yeah, it's barely 8.5 minutes right now. So it should be pretty popular to watch. In any case, reach out to me if you have any issues. Welcome back for the last half of the semester. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do with your paper. Enjoy the extra sunlight for those of you crazies, and see ya.